Nice guys, nothing but nice guys. Hey, I'm Steve O'Brien, and I'd like to endorse my good friends Dan and Stan on the Nice Guys on Business podcast. We have been so close for so many years, and the fact that I'm getting paid has nothing to do with the authenticity of this endorsement. The Nice Guys on Business. Good going there, Dan and Stan.
All straight from the mind of Steve O'Brien. None of that was scripted by me at all.
If your brain were a closet, Steve-O, you've got some fucked up things in your closet. You realize that if you're coming up with all of that just on the fly, then you're doing pretty good, man.
Goodwill reject file, isn't it? And now, broadcasting from the hatchback of a 72 Ford Pinto, broadcasting from a secret bunker underneath Fort McHenry, broadcasting from the abandoned food court at the White Flint Mall, broadcasting live from their mother's basement, broadcasting from no closer than 100 yards from their court-mandated distance from Tim Ferriss, broadcasting from the back room of El Pollo Hermanos. It's Los Chicos de Niza por Negocios. Most days, they take their meds. This is not one of those days. Welcome to Fuckery with the Nice Guys. No interviews, no business content. Just your two favorite slack-jawed mouth breathers ranting about whatever. Now, strap yourselves in for Nice Guys Fuckery with the kings of fuckery, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
We are recording. Did you know that this is a special episode for so many reasons, Strickland?
Because we're special. We are short bus special. That's right.
There is no doubt. Look, I actually met with somebody, a prospective client today, who is a fan of the show. And I'm like, you listen to our show, so you're the one. Yeah. This is a cool episode. You'll really enjoy this. Not only because it's great content, like we deliver great content every week, but there is one common thing that is that thread that's pulled through every single episode for all 1,700 plus episodes of the Nice Guys on Business. And I know you know what that is.
The one common denominator is stupidity, right? No.
Yeah, that's
not it. No.
That's not it?
No,
it's not. Is it the theme song from Jared?
No, because we did a couple of hundred episodes, I think, before Jared actually called in for the first time.
Wow.
But the thing that ties it all together, every single goddamn episode we have ever released, it's not stupidity, but it does start with an S. It is the great Steve O'Brien.
We are so excited to be able to bring you this episode today. We even recorded early. We recorded this yesterday. That was Tuesday. That's like 2 days earlier than normal. The freshness of this episode is exemplary. You're going to love this episode. We had a great time talking to him. Do you ever get the feeling like you can't really pull Steve-O out of his shell? Because every time I would ask him a question, I was thinking, I don't want this to feel like an interview, but he doesn't really give you everything with every answer immediately. He's kind of like a steamroller. It takes him a little while to get going, but once he's going, look out.
But he's also very much like his actual real sense of humor is very dry, just like his delivery on our episodes. Like, well, you just got to listen to the episode because there are many times where he'll get a dig in on us and it's just the delivery and the most casual sort of like, it's just brilliant. It is quite brilliant.
I can't recall if during the recording, did he call us fucktards or idiots or something?
Something along those lines. I don't remember exactly.
I didn't even feel it. It just kind of brushed.
I know, right? I'm so used to hearing it all the time.
That's how good he is at delivering his barbs in his dry sense of humor. You're going to love this episode with Steve O'Brien. Should we just get into it or any final words before we go?
No, well, I don't know if I said welcome back. My name's Strickland Bonner. On the other side of the microphone, Mr. Doug Sandler. And in the middle, because he's in Indianapolis, is going to be Mr. Steve O'Brien.
Wait a minute, in the middle.
Well, I'm thinking geographically, not in any other way. You just get your mind out of the gutter there.
I was trying to think, what is it like a shit sandwich? But no, that's what Jared delivers. But what you're saying is, I thought literally you were saying that Steve-O, because he does the open, and then we're doing this part, and then it's the interview with Steve-O, and then there's an outro with Steve-O. There's a lot of Steve-O going on in this episode.
That's quite meta. I agree. Usually, for those of you who just listen to the show for Steve O'Brien, like you listen to the first minute and then skip to the end, you don't have to do that this time.
You don't have to. You can listen to the entire episode. It's just kind of like white bread with Hellman's mayonnaise. You'll enjoy it. All right, let's get to the interview right here with Steve O'Brien. So you might recognize these two familiar faces, which is nobody's recognizing anything because nothing is on video right now. But you may also recognize that laugh, or maybe even the person behind the scenes, Mr. Steve O'Brien. He has been with us a couple of other times here on the Nice Guys on Business podcast. He's the only consistent thing that you guys have heard for the last almost 12 years and over 1,700 episodes. Steve O'Brien, welcome to the Nice Guys on Business, man.
Thank you. And, for the longest time, I was the only one making money.
That's very true.
Hey, Steve, no secret. You're still the only one.
I'm good with that.
Strickland and I, we tithe all of our profits directly to the church I was going to say of one specific religion, but I won't. But I'm not going to mention any religion because I don't want to offend anybody, or we've already offended everybody. Hey, Strickland, you're wearing the jersey.
So I got all of my Steve O'Brien swag. Okay. I've got my Steve O'Brien Take Us Out of Here t-shirt.
Right.
I also have my welcome back mug. That's right.
Wow, it's looking
and
good.
Steve, before we go, we need to get your address so we can send you some Steve O'Brien swag.
And I need to send you Steve O'Brien swag. I've got Steve O'Brien mugs that I will mail to both of you.
What?
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that would be cool.
They're going for big bucks on eBay, but somebody. So,
dude, you send us we'll pay for them. You just send us the link. We're all about it. Hell, we'll put it in the in our show notes so other people can buy it. You might make 2 or 3 cents off of them.
Maybe so. We got it, Strickland. We're being not responsible hosts and prudent fiduciaries of our own podcast audience. But shouldn't we go back to the origin story? Because there are so many people in our audience that have probably been hearing the intros and the outros and the great voiceover work that Steve-O has done for us over the decade plus of time, but they don't know the story behind it. How did we find Steve? Can you remember Steve?
The original story, we were starting the podcast and we're like, well, how do we create an intro and an outro? We're like, well, I don't know. We got to find a voiceover guy and he's got to write a script because we don't know what the hell to do. So there was some generic site that was like, okay, what voice do you like? Right. And all these choices. And so we found Steve-O and we're like, okay, he sounds pretty cool. I like it. Right. And so we get it and it's got the sound effects and it's got the music and it sounds really cool. And the script was great, except that he said, now here are your hosts, Strickland Bonner and Doug Sander. Okay. We're like, hey man, we really appreciate this, except the last name's wrong. And within like an hour, Steve had updated it. We're like, so sorry about that. And so then we were using the intros and outros. And then maybe a couple of months later, I was like, I'm kind of bored with this. I got this idea to like add other intros and outros for like movie quotes and stuff. So I was like, well, how do we hunt that guy down? Because, we got you through a third party site. And I think maybe you emailed me back directly. And so I was like, oh yeah, I've got his email. Yeah. So let me hey, can I send you some quotes? And so he's like, yeah, no problem. And so Steve, you read the quotes and I'm like, okay, well, these are pretty funny. And then a couple months later, I'm like, I want some more. And here's where it gets really interesting because a number of those included quotes from Airplane. And so I get back a recording that has our quotes, and then it also had a couple of extras. So I think I had Steve say, pick the wrong week to stop sniffing glue, pick the wrong week to stop drinking, pick the wrong week to stop smoking. And
pick the wrong week to quit amphetamines.
And then Steve adds on, now it looks like I picked the wrong week to stop being assholes. They picked the wrong week. And then also, he totally unprompted, he put on there, what do you make of this? Look, it's a pterodactyl. It's a rose. And I'm like, oh my God, this is our fucking guy right here.
I think and first off, good advice for anybody. When you fuck up, which I do on a consistent basis, don't waste that opportunity. This is a chance to really go above and beyond. And I think I said, hey, I made it good on you. Here's some extra stuff. And I think I sent you like a whole page of freebies. And I'm like, here's for screwing up. I hope you can use them. If you don't, but I'm sorry. But yeah.
That the best voiceover work that you have done, well, I don't want to say the best. The stuff that you've done, which has been a plus, is we just want you to just keep the recording going. Don't hit pause. Just give us your inner workings, the inner thoughts that happen in between the voiceovers. Like the one you even did one where your letter carrier, that kind of thing.
Yes.
I'm pulling that one up now.
Yeah, that was one of those things that you actually can't hear the mail truck. The mic did not hear it, but I could hear it, and it was bothering me. My mail lady, who, by the way, is retired now, was the sweetest person. We used to get her gifts every year at Christmas time. And I could hear that truck rolling up like a tractor without a fucking muffler on it. And I'm like, God damn it, And I wasn't mad at her. I was mad that the U.S. government can't put a muffler on a mail truck. I mean, please.
Okay, now that we've said that one, hang on. Let me set all my settings here. I'm going to share my screen so we can play that.
Oh boy, Steve-O, you didn't realize that this is what's going to happen. I didn't even realize this today. Every time we come up with something that you did that was cool, Strickland's going to play the voiceover that you did.
My whole life is a blooper tape.
We must have, Strickland. I mean, how many voiceovers do we have that Steve has done for us?
Oh my God, 300 or 400 at least. Because it'll be things like this where Steve-O just leaves the tape rolling, not realizing that we're going to use this as an egg.
Right now, you're probably thinking, boy, am I glad I left the kids at home for this episode. Am I the only one that can hear that? There's the fucking mail truck always has no muffler on it. Drives me crazy. It's one of the few sounds that can penetrate my fortress of solitude here. And the mail lady, she's a sweetheart too. It's not her fault. Not at all. It's the U.S. fucking government's fault. God damn it. It drives me crazy.
And here's another one that has become very funny in retrospect because I said to Steve-O, I'm like, hey man, we're getting ready to do our 400th episode. Can you record, something of like, hey, congrats on your 400th episode. And so he records this.
Over 1,000 shows. It's not their 1,000th show. It just feels like it. That's fucked up.
And it's extra funny now since we're at episode 1,700 or so.
Oh my God, Steve-O, why did you ever let us become clients to begin with? What was in that? Was it just an empty bank account that day that you needed a little extra fix? I mean, what was it?
The fun thing is that not too often do you get to go off script. You have to read every word. You have to read it like they want. And you guys came with a fresh perspective and said, hey, poke fun at us and have fun at this. I always try to remind people, it's like, I know I sound like I don't like them. We're actually good friends. I like them quite a bit. And the fact that they seek out to be lampooned, is says a lot about their character and their needs and their psychiatry and all of that. That's what really drew me in. It's like, hey, I get to play. I got a new script, and I'd look at some of it and go, okay, that's all right. I can make it better.
Right.
Well, we have no doubt that anything that we do, you can make better. All you need to do is just let the microphone just leave it on. Just leave it on. Because those inner workings, those thoughts, Strickland sometimes will say, well, I sent him this one and I got 6 back in return or whatever it was.
That's it. And I got to share my screen again now that you've said that, because my favorite one that you did an extra on was a Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And I don't know how I didn't actually think of the add-on for this. Hold on, let's take a listen. Wait a minute.
They think they're righteous.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, shoot. I cut the other part off. What? There's a bunch of other stuff on the beginning of this. Here we go. Let's start here.
Right from the beginning.
So I sent this.
The sportos, the motorheads, geeks, sluts, bloods, wastoids, dweebs, dickheads. They think they're righteous dudes.
Now, I just sent the first part of the quote.
Sluts, bloods, wastoids, dweebs, dickheads.
It's something like they love the nice guys on business. But
they think they're righteous dudes.
That is the most important part of the line from the movie is they think they're righteous dudes. And I'm like, oh my God, why didn't I add that? And thank God we have Steve O'Brien to tack it on the end because that is exactly what the quote needed.
Hey man, I'm Gen X. We know that stuff backwards and forwards. So
100%.
So Steve, what percentage of your work is podcast work as opposed to, we've heard you do some really serious ones and we're like, my gosh, that's like a pharmaceutical ad that he did. I can't believe that he actually wants to still do work for us. Or I can't believe the pharmaceutical companies are still hiring him. I'm hoping they never listen to an episode of The Nice Guys on Business.
Yeah, I do. It's funny. I do a lot of pharmaceutical ads. I do also a lot of orthopedic ads for like sports medicine companies and stuff. But most of my work is really a corporate narration stuff. So, and I do a lot of stuff in Europe. Most of my stuff you never hear. Like, I think I sent you once. I did a BMW commercial. I think that I sent that to you, and it played in Germany.
He's big in Japan. He's fluent in Japanese. If you have not heard him do a voiceover in Japanese, you got to listen to this.
So you got some huge clients, right? Like BMW, right?
Yeah, BMW. I've done Audi, Mercedes, BASF, a lot of big companies, Fujitsu. So yeah, I just did some stuff for Adidas, Lay's potato chips, and Coca-Cola.
That's amazing.
Amazing. Strickland, when a big law firm, they have like a lot of the big clients and things, and then they have their pro bono work. We're one step above the pro bono work that Steve does. We are everything to the right of the decimal point in Steve's bank account, and the BMW and Mercedes are everything to the left.
I never told you guys this, and I probably should have, but you're part of my community service that I have to do.
Awesome. There's another outro that you did for us. God damn. Hold on. Now I got to find that one because I can't remember the whole quote because this was another one that you added a great tag at the end that totally made it. Not legal department.
There's a couple things that are ultra consistent with the Nice Guys on Business and have been for probably, I don't know, at least I can't remember how long we've been receiving voicemails, but there's two things that are very, very consistent. It's the voicemail from Jared and the Steve-O quotes at the beginning and the end. And other than that, we don't have really any consistency through our podcast other than we're just going to keep showing up. That's just basically it. We've shown up for the last 1,780 episodes or whatever it's been.
Okay, here's another one of my favorites.
For the Nice Guys on Business, and in accordance with my court-mandated community service, I'm Steve O'Brien. Only 27 more voiceovers to go, and then maybe they'll let me leave the state. And take this ankle bracelet off.
Now, you see, my line was the court-mandated something. That was it, right? And then, of course, Steve-O adds.
Only 27 more voiceovers to go, and then maybe they'll let me leave the state. And take this ankle bracelet off.
It's just so perfect. I mean, the delivery and the timing and the add-ons. I mean, it's the best part of my job is getting to listen to those and pick which ones we want to add.
Steve-O, I got to ask about technology and how technology has crushed the voiceover business just for new guys that are getting in. Everybody's got their AI generated voice, but no one can put in the personality. Not even AI can put in a personality, even if you try to give it as specific instructions as possible. What's going on with tech and voiceover?
So first off, I would never discourage someone from doing something that they're passionate about. So if someone wants to get into voiceover, by all means, but go into it with your eyes wide open. Many categories have shrunk. So voiceover IP, any kind of interactive voice recording for telephony work, that's really shrunk. E-learning. I have another job, and I had to go through all this training with e-learning. I could tell the script, the voice, the video, all AI, all of it. And so that used to be a big chunk of what I did. I used to go into studios and read 20 pages of copy for their benefits package for the start of the year. That's really shrunk. And so it is causing issues, but I think you're right in that personality is never going to leave. It's never going to go away. And a lot of people will say to me, well, AI, I can tell it's AI. It's not as good. It's not as good. But for many people, it's good enough. Mm-hmm. If it saves them hundreds of dollars, then they're like, hey, I think it sounds awesome. But so it has taken a chunk out of it. So if you're in voiceover, just repivot, do something else. Stop. Luckily, I have over 800 clients that I've over the years. And so I keep in contact with them. Some of them have fallen off, but a lot of them still hire me on a regular basis. I was doing work at 8 o'clock last night. I got up this morning, was voicing at 6 a.m. So I still stay very busy.
What's the process like? So, go ahead, Strick. Sorry.
When you do European ads, they're looking for that American voice. Like, you don't do accents, right? You're doing it in your regular voice.
Yeah. The nice thing about Europe is that all the countries are very close together. So when they do a video, they do an Italian version, a German version, a Spanish version, maybe a Polish version, and they do an English version. Mm. And after Brexit, they stopped using British voices quite as much. They started really leaning on American voices. And so it became a real opportunity for me to connect with companies. And, the other nice thing is that Europeans are much more, they will stay with you for a long time. If they trust you and they like you, they'll call you over and over and over. You don't get that as much with American companies.
Interesting.
What's the process look like? I mean, what's generally the expectation? Do they say, here's a script we want you to do a voiceover for it? Or do they say, here's what we're looking for, can you put together a script? And then how long do they typically give you when they need a product to a turnaround?
So it depends. I do, for example, I have a job I have to do after this. It's for an exhaust fan company, and I've been doing their stuff for years and years and years. They send me a script. We both know the rate. They go, get it to us in the next 2-3 days. We're fine. And that's good. When I did Coca-Cola, they're like, okay, we want to do a live session. We're going to have an engineer on our end. We're going to have the client. We're going to have the agency. They're actually in Spain. And so I'm here. So I start really early in the morning, which is 10 o'clock their time. So I might record at 4 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
And do a live session with them. And so I'll give them like a standard read and say, hey, this is what I see it as. And sometimes I go, okay, do a little more of this, a little less this. And then sometimes we have to do it to time. So we'll break it up by paragraph. We'll do a paragraph, make sure it's on time. Okay, move on, do the next one. And that's kind of what we did this last time.
I think about when you said, Steve-O, when you said, I forget if you mentioned tempo or personality or style. We have one client. We won't throw any of our clients under the bus. We love all of our clients. They have very specific needs, each and every one of them, and we can't question their needs. It's their needs. It's what they want. But I think Steve Strick, maybe you can share the story, and I know you know who I'm talking about with energy level and Steve-O's voiceover.
Yeah, we had, with our clients, a lot of times we do the intro and outro voiceover ourselves just because we're cheap. But we had one client that actually wanted something that sounded professional. So of course we had to call Steve-O. And he wanted super high energy, over the top, like fucking mattress salesman. And I'm like, yeah. Steve, the read you gave me, it was great. I loved it. He wants really over the top. And so Steve-O, of course, professional that he is, he's like, okay, here we go. Here's three more reads. And this is my more over the top. And then this is my super over the top. And here's my ultra over the top. And of course, what did the client want? The ultra over the top, which sounded ridiculous to me, but Steve O'Brien, the total professional that he is, you just never, whatever the client wants, that's what they want.
And that's what happens a lot of times in sessions. I'll get some direction that I'm like, oh, that's a fucking bag of shit. But if that's what they want, or if I hear a mistake I made, or maybe something I could do better, I keep my mouth shut, because you're paid to speak when spoken to. Wow. And so it's not uncommon. I'll sit there for 10, 15 minutes while they talk about me and I don't say anything. And that's how live sessions are. And then a lot of times, if it's all in Spanish, I don't know that much Spanish. So they'll come back and go, it was good. Bye.
But you knew enough to hear that sounded like shit, but we're going to take this one because we're out of time.
It's like, how many times can you say caca? Okay, I get it. So no, but they, that's just the process. And I was at a session and I was waiting for another voice actor to finish. I was at a studio and he would read a little bit and they would turn and go, hey, what do you guys want for lunch? And they'd start talking and they're getting in, I don't know, maybe this, maybe that, or whatever. And I could see the guy in the booth going, what the hell are they talking about? And then they go, okay, give me another read. And then they talk a little bit more. No, I don't want pizza today. I'd like a sandwich. They weren't talking anything about the script.
Right.
And I thought, you know what? Just take it for granted. Everybody here is trying to kind of find their way. And so don't take it personal in any way. And I know there's been times that, clients weren't happy with the first read, especially when you say their name wrong. And then, you have to go back and make it good. That gives you an opportunity to shine.
Well, we kind of knew at the time. I mean, Strick and I, we hadn't done any episodes yet. We were literally, this was our first episode. And so you were the first person that we got a voiceover from. And we weren't offended that you mixed up my name. Not at all. We were just like, well, we probably should have the right name. We should probably not sacrifice our relationship with Steve for the name. We should probably get the name corrected and let Steve know, because he's probably doing some other work for us. But it was a perfect beginning to the relationship. It's like Strickland motherfucking Bonner. There's like so many there's so many cherished voiceovers that you have done for us. And, we have so many clients. We have, dozens of clients. Each one of them has had a voiceover that they have had since the very beginning. And I can't imagine having one voiceover for your open and one voiceover for your close, and that's all you have. The personality comes at the beginning and the end of your podcast. I really feel like that's an integral part of our show.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, I put together I was like, hey, I'm going to do a bonus episode and just put all of the Steve-O opens and closes together, right? So I started putting the file together, and it was like 35 minutes long. And as most of you know, these are 20, 30-second clips, right? These aren't 5-minute clips, but I get up to like 35 minutes and alphabetically I'm up to G. And I'm like, okay, this is not going to happen. I'm not putting together a 4-hour goddamn thing. So I put a bonus episode of, hey, here's A through G. Maybe I'll do more later.
There was 2 that I did that I was surprised. I thought you might use them. And one of them was Strickland fucking Bonner. Man, I just want to throat punch that guy. And then the other one was Doug Sandler, also known as Lady Macbeth. And I was surprised you didn't use those.
Wait, I can't believe
I don't remember.
Those are great. We have no problem using those. I don't
remember.
We got to find those. Can you find those in your repertoire, Steve? You have them somewhere?
Well, and I thought, maybe, did I cross that line? Maybe I shouldn't talk about violence against.
You have never even come close to crossing that line. Just so you know, when you get to the subway, they have that yellow line that's like your danger, and then you can't cross the red line because that's the one that you'll get killed. You haven't even approached the yellow line yet, so you're good. You're not even in the station, Steve.
Yeah, there were some other great ones that I don't remember what they were. Oh, there was one that you said, with Doug Sandler. It's like, yeah, it sounds better without Strickland's name already, or something like that. I don't even remember what the situation for that was, but I use that often. Yeah, Lady Macbeth. I don't remember that. I've got all of the raw tapes that you sent me. I will have to look through them and find, because that's a funny one. I like that.
Maybe Steve has a way to through AI to just type in Macbeth, and maybe there's something that will come up automatically. How your catalog system must be crazy, Steve. How good is that?
I'm trying to get a little Shakespeare in the show to class the place up, and you guys didn't fucking use it. I can't believe it.
Our listeners don't know Shakespeare. Come on, what are you talking about?
Strickland, you don't know this about me. That was my minor in college. Was not William Shakespeare, but John Shakespeare. He owned a deli at the corner in College Park, Maryland.
Oh man, yeah, we have some amazing ones. Let's see. I'm just looking through the list now of like some of the eggs, the Patreon. Let's see. Oh, Strickland doing voiceovers for Lou Diamond.
Oh yeah, are you still doing work for Lou, Steve?
Top.
Oh yeah. In fact, Lou and I talk probably about once a month. He came in town. I took him out to dinner, and got him. We got cocktails, got him all jacked up, and we had a good time. He's a great guy.
Oh, and the other bit of context with that, Doug and I have never met Steve O'Brien in person ever. No. 12 years. You met Tim.
Well, isn't that crazy?
Tennessee Tim.
It's because I'm on Zoom all the time and I don't wear pants. So I apologize, Steve. I very rarely leave my house. And when I leave my house, like I did a couple of weeks ago to go to freaking Italy, I got the flu when I came back and I'm like, Our episode last week was a total shit show. I could not even. I was coughing through the entire episode. Did we even air that episode, Strickland?
Oh yeah, of course. Come on.
Oh my gosh, Steve. So yeah, you mentioned something just a few minutes ago about the client that was 10 a.m. in Spain. It was 4 a.m. on East Coast time, which is your time. And how do you get ready for a voiceover at 4 a.m.? I just know my own voice when I get up at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. It takes me until like 9 o'clock after 2 cups of coffee and just talking a little bit to get clear. So what's your prep work look like?
So I get up, and this sounds weird, but I always like to brush my teeth before I do a session, before I work. And then I'll gargle with just clear water or, with salt water sometimes. And then this sounds weird, and a lot of VO people are going to go, that's stupid. I'll have a Werther's Original because that is pure sugar and it coats your throat and it keeps your voice from cracking. Now, I know that sounds weird.
I don't know what a Werther's is. What is a Werther's? I don't know that.
A Werther's Original?
Yeah, I don't. Is that like an Altoid? I know an Altoid Original.
Get off the avocado toast, my friend, and get a Werther's. Go to any Walgreens and go to the candy aisle, and it is the Werther's Original, and they're little caramels. And
little caramel candies, yeah.
Oh, I know those. I just didn't know what they were called. I know exactly what they are. I just didn't know they were called Werther's. Yeah, they're like caramels, but they're hard caramels. They're not like chewy, right?
Yeah. And so for an early session like that, my voice doesn't crack whatsoever. So
nice.
All right, now I know what I'm getting, Steve, for next Christmas. There's a 7.6 pound box of caramel candies, small candies from Werther's. That will probably be like a 1 week supply with all the work that you got coming in.
Oh my!
No, so that does work, and I love doing live sessions because it's that performing aspect. So getting on like with you guys is a lot of fun. So anything like that I can do live, I'm all about it.
Well, we queried our community and we told them, please put together whatever you think would be a good voiceover for Steve-O to do. And we got exactly zero responses from our audience. We're like, this is the greatest opportunity for you to memorialize your whatever voiceover script that you want at the beginning or the end of the show. You can do it and Steve-O will read it for us.
Yeah, I gave the instructions to Tennessee Tim and I gave him your email address. And no, I actually said to Tim, you put it all together, send it to Steve, tell Steve to send me a bill. We'll pay the invoice, whatever it is. I don't even need to know what he read. And nothing has happened with it.
And I've met Tim and I have met you guys.
I know. That's right.
Yeah, when Tim was traveling, he would come to Indy and we get together and have coffee, of course. And
right, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had an Indianapolis meetup that we were going to do. And I think, Steve, if I remember, you were out or not available that day. So hang on, let me share my screen again here for the audio because you did do a voiceover that was this.
So the nice guys want to meet up in Indianapolis and they want me to join them. I think I'm out of the country that month. shopping for a burial plot. Oh, sorry, that's the same day the nose hair trimming convention is in town. What bad luck. I'll be playing Guess That Smell with my dogs. Rearranging my sock drawer. Why would I want to meet those guys in person anyway? I might catch something. Bring extra hand sanitizer to that one. By the way, at this meetup, there will be a Silkwood shower option.
All straight from the mind of Steve O'Brien. None of that was scripted by me at all.
If your brain were a closet, Steve-O, you've got some fucked up things in your closet. You realize that if you're coming up with all of that just on the fly, then you're doing pretty good, man.
That's the Goodwill reject file, isn't it?
There was one line that Steve O'Brien would not cross. If anyone ever needed to know, what is the line that Steve-O will not cross? So I had an idea about making fun of the emergency broadcast system. For those of you who are Gen X like us, I said, this is a test of the emergency broadcast system, and you hear the tone and all of that. And I came up with a script that was a parody of that. And Steve, very politely, I think we actually ended up having a phone call about it because he was a bit uncomfortable to say, look, I don't really want to do that because you were in radio for so long. You were like, look, there are a handful of kind of sacred things that were really, I'm not comfortable making fun of. And that was one of them.
Talk to us about that.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
I'll make fun of you douchebags all day long. But
Understood.
The EBS system, I'm sorry, that's sacrosanct. It's not happening.
What is it about that in particular? If I remember correctly, it's like, this is a test. This is a test of the emergency broadcast system. The broadcasters in your area, in cooperation with local FCC, state, and local authorities, have brought you this test. Had this been an actual emergency, the test signal you heard would have been followed by official news and instructions. This concludes this test of the emergency, or something like that. I don't know why that's in my brain. Was that it? Something like that, right?
That's pretty damn close. I mean, that's almost word for word. And just to show how old you guys are, we haven't had the EBS system in 30 years. It's now the EAS system. So
what is, again, I understand as a broadcaster, that is definitely one of those things that you have to pay attention to. But where's the harm in just kind of like elbowing in a little bit?
I guess part of the thing is that, I was a broadcaster for so long, and there is a certain amount of public service that goes with that. And I would never want anybody who is half listening, which is most everybody, especially this show, quarter listening, and to go, oh man, there's a real emergency. I don't want that kind of confusion. So again, I'll make fun of you and your moms all day long, but
perfect.
EBS, EAS, it's special.
No, anybody who didn't learn their lesson from Orson Welles' War of the Worlds, then Steve-O did learn that lesson, and he respects it.
Yeah,
we appreciate that.
So give everybody the idea of your surroundings, so people realize that it's not a Fifth Avenue, New York City studio that you are sitting in. Talk to us about your surroundings right now, where you are in your home.
So I'm a real DIYer because I'm cheap, but I build my own sound panels, and they're the exact same specs that you would spend on $200, $300 sound panels. And I have, I think, 13 of them in here. They're hanging from the ceiling. I've got some hanging from the walls. I have some foam. Foam doesn't do a whole lot. But then right to my side is my booth. And so my panels are like this thick. And so this is where sound comes to die. It doesn't bounce. It doesn't sound overly bassy. And that's the two big problems. Most VO talent, they want to spend $1,000 on a mic. That's fine. If you've got a $3,000 mic in the middle of a gymnasium, it's going to sound like shit, though.
Right.
So,
what kind of mic? What kind of mic you use? It looks like a shotgun mic.
Yes, it is the Sennheiser 416, which is kind of the industry standard for a lot of people. And really for podcasters too, I always tell people if you're going to podcast or you have a project studio, get a shotgun mic. Now you don't have to spend $1,000. You can get some for under $200 that are sound really good. But if I take this mic and I turn it like this,
right,
you don't
right.
hear me much at all. So no. It only hears, and it's about a foot away from me.
Yeah,
so if
you're a good ways away.
Yeah, I get up nice and close when I voice things.
Yeah. You're a good ways away from the mic and it still sounds really good. And the reason we don't recommend that for our clients specifically is exactly for that reason, right?
Yes.
Because they're going to be like, hey, I'm talking and I'm over here and I'm talking to you and I'm doing this, and they're all over the goddamn place. And as soon as they're just a little bit off axis, it's like, forget it, they're gone. We're like, no, you need a wider pickup pattern.
We just need people that have.
A wide, that's fine it's not broadcast quality. It's, it doesn't have to be perfect audio.
But you're a pro, so you get to use the shotgun mic.
Yeah, my studio is set up to be like minus 50 dB, so there's like no noise. The noise floor is so low on mine. If I turn my mic on and just sit here, you don't see anything moving. Nothing. So you're not hearing the room. But for podcasting, it's fine. Yeah, what you guys, I like the Shure because they're kind of in between,
Mm-hmm.
Well, we used to use the Yeti or the Blue Yeti microphone, and they were good, but it wasn't reliable. We would get like a year into it, and they would just stop working for no reason, and we weren't doing anything. And these microphones have been great. They even have I don't think either Strick or I have the digital version of this microphone. There's a newer one that they make, but this is great. If I can spend $180 or $200 on a microphone and have it last 5 years, I feel like I've got my money's worth out of a microphone.
Yeah, the Shure mics that you're using, I think, are kind of the standard right now. The problem with the Blue mics is that people always go, "Oh, they sound so warm," and it's like, yeah, they do. That's called noise. It's
yeah. I got my other. This is a Dockman Audio, and it's like a reproduction of a U87, right? Obviously, it's not a real Neumann, but this is about $500, and it sounds really good. But for podcasting, when I'm just speaking, it's like nobody notices the difference that much. If I'm doing voiceover work, if I'm singing, like I'm doing a demo or something, I use this. But for just, shooting the shit with Doug, this one works great.
What I love also is when I'm meeting with a prospective client and I show up and I have a boom arm and a microphone, they're like, this guy actually knows, and a background. Like I have my big TV behind me that has our logo on it. They know at least the guy looks the part, right? I don't care if he knows what he's doing. At least initial, first impressions are everything. So they like that kind of look and vibe.
Yeah, when I golf, I've got the best gear. I dress nice. I play like shit, but damn it, I look like a golfer.
I look right. That's right. I get it.
I had a Neumann, and they're great mics, but it picked up everything. If a cricket farted in the other room, you're going to hear it. They pick up. They're so sensitive.
Yeah.
So I went to. This is not a singing mic whatsoever, but it is great for doing voiceover because it has a nice mid bump that helps you cut through, and you don't have to do a lot to it. Now, I also have a mic preamp that's over $2,000, so that also helps it make it sound nice.
We really try as best we can not to complicate things with our clients. We tell them USB, plug and play, get something that goes into the back of the microphone, into the back of the computer with nothing in between the two, because we're concerned that if we put one more piece of equipment between them and their computer, it's just going to foul up the process for them. So even if we're sacrificing a little bit of the quality because of it, we feel like what we gain in clarity and ease of use is more important than the extra quality that we're going to get just by telling them, that.
Yeah, and even me, I'll have people go, so they like my mic sound, and they'll say, so how are you EQing it? What kind of dynamics are you using? I'm like, nothing. I just use the mic preamp and the mic and my voice. That's it. I go, you can make yourself sound about any way you want. But why? Just buy good stuff and you'll sound fine. In fact, for this, it's an $89 IO.
Right, Focusrite, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and they're great. They're clean sounding. They're light. When I travel, that's what I take, and
Nice.
I do work while I travel. So
Steve, now I think it sounds like your mic might have just changed.
Yeah, you just did something with your microphone. I was going to say the same thing.
I'm just curious if you check on your Zoom, like you still sound great, but it sounds like it's a different mic now.
Well, it was more of an echo after he had that Focusrite right in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how's that? Is that better?
Yeah.
Oh, it has changed.
In your Zoom, I think it changed. Zoom is, trying to help you, and it fucks everything up.
Yeah, there Zoom's fine. Does it sound back to normal now?
Yeah.
There it is.
Have you ever listened to a playback of something that somebody actually aired and you said, what the fuck did you do? Did they chop it up? Did they get rid of some of the pauses? Did they speed it up so that they could fit within a different time frame that you originally recorded it in, or anything like that, where you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that happens sometimes. Or like I'll send 4 or 5 different reads, and the one they pick is like, why would they pick that one? That was a throwaway. But people have their own taste, and everybody does things a little differently. And so I don't care. I mean, once I get a check, I'm fine with it. I don't mean to sound like a total idiot, but yeah, I mean, once I get paid and the client's happy, then life is good. That's all I need.
That's the job. Is there anything you record that you get residuals from?
I was about to ask that. Good question.
I don't, because I'm not in the union. I had a chance to go union a few years ago. I did some work for Rembrandt teeth whitening. I did some other national spots for, who was it now? Oh, it's where you send money. It's like Union.
Western Union?
Western Union. I did a whole series of Western Union stuff. I did some National Tire and Battery commercials. And you can only do so much as a non-union. And then they go, hey, you got to join the union. Well, the dues are pretty hefty. And I'm like, I don't know if it's really going to be that advantageous. So I didn't join the union, but I got residuals on that. And I'll tell you what, that mailbox money it's real.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Yeah. I couldn't wait to get the mail every day. I'm like, yes.
We have a friend, Michael Neely, who is a podcaster also, and he is a SAG actor. I guess that's Screen Actors Guild or something like that. Mm-hmm. And he does still get checks from in the 90s when he was doing work. They aren't big checks, but they're checks, and even a $100 check coming every month or 3 months or wherever it is still pretty good, and they add up over time.
Yeah, I did a couple of books that I voiced, and I'll get a check every so often for like $1.30, something like that. Because I always took that option instead of letting them buy me out, because I'd rather get money all the way down the road.
Now that's got to be a ridiculous amount of work to read a book.
It is. And a good advice from a lady who does this full time and is way better at it than I am. She told me, always read the book, make notes all the way through, then voice it. Mm-hmm. And she told me I got all the way through a book, and in the last chapter, the line was, and he said in his thick Scottish brogue, and she's like, fuck.
Wouldn't you figure that they would have set her up for success they just hand you the book and they just say, read it. No notes ahead of time.
Yeah. No, you make your own notes. So it's a process. And so, I mean, you have to voice it, and, you send it off. Either you edit it or you have somebody else edit it for you. I recommend having someone else do it. Yeah. And it's worth it to pay them to do it, because they can catch your mistakes, and you can get those done before it goes to the client. But so to read, a standard book, you're looking at 3 weeks sometimes. By the time you get it, you read it all the way through, you make your notes, voice it, do your pickup lines. Yeah, it can be 3 weeks.
The only experience that I have with book reading, and Strick, I've shared this story a million times with you on our podcast, is that it was 165 or 175 pages. So it wasn't that long a book. it was about 8 or 9 hours in read time. So we
your
did it,
book.
my
Little context.
so what did I
Your
say?
book that Nice Guys.
Sorry, that's
Nice
what
Guys
I meant.
Finish First.
Nice Guys Finish First.
Little
And
context.
and maybe it's different because if you're reading somebody else's work, it's easy to read the words. But when you're reading your work, all you want to do is editorialize all the way through it. I just kept wanting to add my own phrases in. I'm like, just read the fucking words on the page, Sandler. It's not that hard. Just read. And I wrote the book and I reread the book 100 times between the time I wrote it, I did it, and voiced it for the voiceover. But I went into a professional studio. It was great. They made me feel like a rock star. They had their producer sitting in the other booth. They kept giving me water. They asked me if I wanted snacks all the way through. 2 days of reading and it was done. The challenging part was, though, just sticking to the words on the page for me.
It is. To sit and read something verbatim is difficult. And people don't think about that. They don't want you to insert different words. They want exactly what they have. Now, sometimes I'll give several reads and then at the end I'll say, hey, here's I want to go off script for a minute, just in case, just some thoughts, in case you want something different. And sometimes they love that. But I don't do it with new clients. I only do that with clients that I know and feel a certain amount of trust with, because they want you to stick to it. It's harder than people think.
It's a lot of energy too that goes into reading a book. It's an exhausting process that you can't, at least from my perspective, the one time that I did it, you can't sit 8 hours and read a book.
No, it's difficult. I had to go in and it was for Wellco truck stops. I had to go into a studio and do their, in-house announcements for all of their truck stops. They're nationwide. And they wanted me to sound like kind of a trucker and, down to earth kind of a guy and all this. So I went in and I don't know, I was there maybe 10 minutes in the booth and they're like, all right, you're done. And the producer said, it's nice to have you back, blah, blah, blah. He goes, we had a company the other day that really, really wanted to use their guy from the staff that had never done this. And he goes, we spent 3 hours trying to get him to read it the way it needed to be done. God. And he goes, by the end of it, he was crying.
I believe it.
Yeah. And he goes, I forget, like you said, you're in a booth. There's a piece of glass.
Yep.
Everybody's looking at you. Everybody's criticizing or critiquing what you did. It can be stressful. But
definitely.
So, Steve-O, behind every talented voiceover guy, there is someone that supports and guides him through his life. So, talk to us about Mrs. Steve-O. We know we've heard her, talked about her for many times, and heard from you about her. But to our audience that has not been in tune with or in touch with her, tell us about her.
We just celebrated 21 years together.
Awesome.
And she's magnificent. She is my Lady Macbeth, and she keeps me in line where most people can't. And I love her for that. She was in radio. She has a really gallows sense of humor. She's also a nurse. And so we actually work together. So I like I said, I have another job. I work at the hospital and cleaning bedpans. And so
nice.
Yeah. It's a step above what I do for you guys.
I understood. I'm surprised you said it's a step above.
And so Steph has been a nurse forever and ever, and she's kind of seen it all. And she has a really twisted sense of humor. But funny enough, we work in the same building, but we never drive in together.
That's funny.
No, we always drive separately. But and I'd ask her before we got on here, I sent her a text, said, hey, don't walk in. Because a lot of times she comes home, she's changed in her clothes, she walks around naked.
Oh, we love
she
that.
walks in the studio all the time. And I just wanted to don't walk in. I'm going to be
on video
recording the podcast. Okay.
Focusing.
Exactly.
So, I think it was the last voiceover work that you did for us. You left this to bring Stephanie into the mix.
My wife just walked by and she opened the door and she goes, "What the hell are you doing in there?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's a client." She goes, "What kind of clients do you have now?"
Yep, that's the kind of voiceover work that we give Steve-O. Even his wife, who is in the industry, is like, what the hell are you doing in there?
Yeah.
Steve, if I remember correctly, when we first started working together, this is going back to 2015, I think you were just getting out of your radio. Was that right? Were you just getting out of radio then, or just leaning?
I was, yeah. I had been doing voiceover for, I don't know, long time. And
not full time though. So you were there was a lot of trepidation in that, and a lot of fear in making that leap. If I remember correctly, that's where you were at that time.
Yes. So I'm kind of an over preparer when it comes to things. So I had quit. I was going to quit like 6 times. And then I came home one day and I said, "Hey, honey, I need to put off quitting again." She goes, "Stop being such a pussy." I'm like, well, I think we're all getting bonuses in the next month. I'm going to stick around to get the bonus. She goes, "Oh yeah, stick around and then tell them to kiss your ass." Not that I did that. I mean, I loved where I worked. I really did. But I was ready to strike out on my own, and it's been great. I love it. And so
love that. So Steve, if somebody wants to hire you and have your voice, that's right, the Nice Guys on Business voice, for the low price of, well, he's very reasonable. How would somebody get in touch with you for that?
I don't know about reasonable. I don't think I've ever been called reasonable in any sense of the word, but
in Strickland, we all know that lowest price is a race to the bottom, and let's not take Steve-O down there with us. So stop doing that.
I'll say this: I do turn down work if people want to, don't pay what I think it should pay. I've also had long-term clients go, "Hey, on this one, I need you to take a hit." I'm like, "Okay, I'll do that. Sure, I get it."
And of course, when I reach out to Steve-O, I'm like, "Here's what we need to read. Just send me a bill.
Just send me
whatever
a bill.
It costs. You just send a bill because we trust you and you do such amazing work, and we appreciate you so goddamn much."
So much.
Well, I appreciate you guys too. I appreciate the fact that you've broken out of the short bus and you've made it big on the internet. What are the chances?
There is no doubt that 11 years when we sent you that first voiceover, you're like, this is going to be the shortest podcast season of episodes ever. I can't believe it. Here we are, all of these episodes later. Can you believe that we've actually been fucking doing this long?
No, because I did listen to the first show and I remember thinking, are they actually talking about business?
And you had a podcast for a while? Are you still doing your podcast?
I haven't been because I've just been so busy. And the other thing is that there's a lot of AI has really impacted voiceover, as we talked about. And getting into it, it's like, I don't want to push people to get into it right now. It's like, if you want to, by all means. And I've coached talent from time to time when they ask, will you coach me on how to do things? I'm like, yeah. So I do that, and I still charge for that service. But I kind of find that a lot of people don't want to do the hard work. They want to buy a mic and they want to say that they do it. Mm-hmm. And but yeah, it's a slog to get good at it. So I kind of put that off. But we did 50 episodes, I think, and
that's significant.
Yeah,
we got good reviews. So I kind of miss doing it, but I've seen a lot of my friends.
We get a lot of requests, but we come back anyway, right?
Exactly. Yeah. The old band joke of, "Hey, thanks everybody for coming up and talking to us while we were on break. We got a lot of requests while we were on break, but we're going to come back and do another set anyway."
Yeah.
Well, at some point you'll actually read that court order and
we'll cease and desist. What we need to stop. Steve-O has put through the court order. It says, "Please stop playing my voiceovers."
1,000 yards from a microphone.
It's too easy. It's too easy to podcast. It's just too easy to hit record and go. Now, the hard part is actually the marketing and all of the other things that have to get done. And as you probably know, we suck at that, which is why we have had to stay in the game as long as we have, because the only way for us to get clients is to actually, could you be a podcast producer and not have an active podcast? I don't think that's no. It's probably not a good thing.
No. And you know what? There's something to be said for longevity. Sticking with it is what is the secret sauce. Just sticking to it, no matter how shitty your show is. And that's where I applaud you guys. Yeah. Value content has never gotten in your way.
No, it's all secondary to actually just putting out another episode. That's what we're trying to do.
That you can just flip a mic and start talking. Anybody can do it.
Oh yeah. Good. All right, you never finished your promo. Give us your website. I don't think you did, at least. Give us your website, and we'll say our magic line.
SteveO'BrienVO.com. And Steve@SteveO'BrienVO.com is how you can email me.
Well, nice. Strickland Bonner, we've brought in another nice guy fuckery episode. We have completed this. Can we use this for Friday? Is that okay with you, Strickland?
It's okay by me. Yeah, Steve-O, you just allowed us to not have to worry about recording again this week, because you're going to be on the Friday fuckery.
Oh, nice.
You will be the Friday fuckery. Yeah. Not just the intro and outro, everything in between also.
Strickland, any final words before we say our final line?
Wow. I am just so honored that you would come on and talk to us again. We appreciate it. We love the collaboration that we've had. I need to come up with more lines and more work to send your way, because I'm just constantly amazed every time we get something back at how much better it is than whatever I sent you. And we appreciate it very much.
Send me bare bone stuff and I'll come up with something. And I'd like to also say that it is an honor for you to spend time with me, because if you weren't paying me, I'd never.
No fucking doubt at all. In the magical words of the Nice Guys on Business, Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
The Nice Guys on Business are professional podcasters. Please do not try this at home. It may seem simple, kids, but lots of people get hurt in the process. Void where prohibited, including Mexico, Puerto Rico, Fredonia, or your in-laws. The Nice Guys on Business are not responsible for any claims of liability or any guarantee that these two morons know what they're talking about. There is no promise that being nice to people will help your business, but calling people assholes, dumb, incontinent fuckwads will definitely lose you business. For any and all claims, shit in one hand and wish in the other, and see which one fills up first. Thank you for listening to the Nice Guys on Business podcast. I'm Steve O'Brien.
What is, by the way, the script? I can't remember it.
The script
we have no script. What script?
For taking you out.
Oh, well, that was it. It's Doug. We always end the episode with Steve O'Brien, take us out of here, because then it'll be one of your outros. Okay. So that's why you're the only consistent thing across 1,700 episodes. Doug has had a few episodes where he's been sick and I've done something solo. Mm-hmm. And then Doug does plenty of interviews where I'm not on there. So the only consistent thing with our show for 1,700 plus episodes is you.
Have you guys ever thought about renaming it? Meh.
Yeah, we could. Well, we keep thinking it could be called, if we took out all of the non-truths from the title, The Nice Guys on Business. So we're not actually so nice sometimes, and we don't actually talk about business sometimes. It could just be called
Guys.
The Guys.
The Guys, yeah.
Yeah, but I like meh better.
Or on.
Right, we can call it the word on. That's true. We could do that.
Yeah, I got
I'm not
plenty
judging, but on might be more accurate.
Maybe it would be better, Strick, if Steve O'Brien actually said, "Steve O'Brien, take us out of here."
Oh, well, that'd be pretty cool. Because I do have cool. Now. Here we go. I have to do another screen share here.
So he needs some cash for that one. Hold on a second. Let me Venmo you.
I have at least 2 or 3 eggs of ones that you did here.
And now titles they almost used instead of the Nice Guys on Business. New Kids on Lockdown. Mommy's Special Boys, the Ralph Wiggum Fan Club. The Bob Newhart Show.
Wow, that's taken.
2 40-year-old virgins.
And then here was another one that you did.
And now, titles they almost used instead of The Nice Guys on Business. New Kids on Lockdown. Mommy's Special Boys.
Oh, no, hang on. Here we go. Top 5 abandoned show names. That was it. That's the other one.
All right. Top 5 names The Nice Guys on Business almost called their podcast. Number 5, Oceans 2. Super original, guys. Number 4, The Dynamic Dill Rods. I like the visual, and it's accurate. Number 3, Biz Talk with Ross and Rachel. Doesn't even make any sense. Number 2, Game of Fuckery. That was a close one, because that really hits home. And number 1, 1.5 Men.
I love the Easter eggs. I throw them in all the goddamn time.
Hey, guys, it's been a pleasure.
Thanks for taking the time, Steve-O. We appreciate it. Always good to see you and hear your voice.
And now, Steve O'Brien, take us out of here.
What do they make of this? A pterodactyl. A brooch. I just want to tell you all good luck. We're all counting on you. That'll do, nice guys. That'll do. You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.